Thank you. The bulbs are now on. Finally, I told you we needed those extra bulbs. Oh, shoot, I didn't want to buy any extra bulbs. Anyway, my name is Arcee Sanchez here with the Pews,
and I'm Beatrice Terrones.
It is May 1st of 1975, and the Vietnamese War has just ended. The Vietnamese War lasted from November 1st, 1955 to April 30th, 1975. Hey Beatrice, do you know how long this Vietnamese War lasted?
Maybe a couple of years.
No, somewhere along the lines, but to be exact, 19 years, 5 months, 4 weeks, and 1 day. Boing! The location, which obviously we all need to know where this happened, was in South Vietnam, North Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos. Is that how you pronounce it? Laos? Laos, I believe so. Okay. Now to you, Beatrice.
Between 1945 and 1954, the Vietnamese waged an anti-colonial war against France, and they received $2.6 billion in financial aid from the U.S. $2.6 billion.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
In 1956, South Vietnam, with backup from the U.S., refused to hold unification elections, and then by 1963, South Vietnam had lost the fertile Mekong Delta to the Viet Cong. In 1970, Nixon sent in American soldiers to destroy communist supply bases in Cambodia. And then by 1975, South Vietnam surrendered to North Vietnam, and all Vietnam was reunited. Back to you, Arcee.
Yep.
Have you tasted it's not really new, but you guys should get some of this regular McCafe coffee. That's really good, you know, keeps me up. You know, like, okay, really does the job. So the point of this war, do you even know what the point of this war was?
Not really.
Like, what was so important about this war? Well, basically, it was because the U.S. got involved, mostly because they didn't want Southeast Asia to become communist. You know, the whole domino theory with which if one person is communist, then their neighbor will become communist. So we don't really want, the U.S. didn't really want to get, like, Southeast Asia to become communist, so they got involved by sending more military forces to Vietnam under the presidency of John F. Kennedy. So basically, the USSR was supporting North Vietnam. They were more centralized and like more powerful, and America was obviously supporting South Vietnam, and which in the end, North Vietnam wins. But basically, it was just to keep them away from the communists. Did you know it was the first war to be televised in history? Did you know that? So a lot of people got to see this war. A lot of public opinions, based on the photographs and like the videos and everything that was introduced to us. A lot of the people here weren't really agreeing with this war. None of us really was for this war. We were against it, actually. I think that's basically it. Just the involvement of the U.S. being involved with this war made it so significant, just because it's the U.S. and like without the U.S. I'm pretty sure no one would have really cared, just the way they didn't really care about the whole World War II cause until the end, where Japan where Japan had to bomb Pearl Harbor. Anyway, back to Vietnam. So it was just North America going against the Soviet Union for the political power. Now to you, Jared, out in the fields.
Hello, Arcee and Beatrice from the studio. This is Virgil, or Jared, and I'm going to be talking about the Ho Chi Minh Trail. The Ho Chi Minh Trail was a series of trails that ran from North Vietnam to South Vietnam, and in Laos to Cambodia. It was named after the North Vietnamese president Ho Chi Minh during the Vietnam War by the Americans, but the communists called it Trang Son. I probably said that name wrong, but it's cool. Which was a strategic supply route that provided supplies to the United States National Security Agencies. This trail is known to be one of the greatest achievements of military engineering in the 20th century. All right, now back to you guys.
So in conclusion, the Vietnam War was a long, costly armed conflict that pitted the communist regime of North Vietnam and its southern allies, known as the Viet Cong, against southern Vietnam and its principal ally, the United States. The war began in 1954. The conflict.
We're having a little technical difficulties.
Okay. So the conflict in the region stretched back to the mid-1940s. After the rise to the power of Ho Chi Minh and his Communist Viet Minh Party, the North Vietnam continued against the backdrop of an intense Cold War between two global superior powers, the United States and the Soviet Union. More than 3 million people, including 58,000 Americans, were killed in the Vietnam War. More than half were Vietnamese civilians. By 1969, the peak of the U.S. involvement in the war, more than 500,000 U.S. military personnel were involved in 1975, Communist forces seized control of Saigon, ending the Vietnam War. And the country was unified as a Socialist Republic of Vietnam for the following years. Are we gonna say something else?
I think that's it, you know. Oh, fun fact, the Vietnamese War was also called the Second Indochina War.
Oh,
so
very fun.
something to think about.
So much fun.
Have fun with that. And I think that's it. And this is the Pews.
Okay.
And that's a wrap.
Oh yeah, sure.